I Lie to You, the show that sorts the facts from the fibs. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, she presents The One Show, which is now part of British life. Without it, millions of families would have to eat their tea in silence. It's Alex Jones. The presenter of the extremely popular daytime quiz show Pointless, whose fans will no doubt be tuning into this show tonight. So, a big welcome to students, the unemployed and the bedridden. It's Alexander Armstrong. And on David Mitchell's team tonight, well, 12 years ago, he was honoured with a Lifetime Achievement Award. He didn't take the hint. He's still here. It's Chris Tarrant. And first, light lunch, now the Great British Bake Off. Is there any meal she won't exploit for her own financial gain? Mel Gedroych! And so we start with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction, and we'll start with Alex.
Oh, here we go. I once lost Julian Lloyd-Webber's cello because I was chatting up a parking attendant.
Well, David and team.
A lot of factors there.
A lot of factors.
Why were you in possession of Julian Lloyd-Webber's cello?
Because he had lent it to me.
Why would he lend you his cello?
Well, not exactly lend. I was kind of looking after it.
Where were you, Alex?
I was in Manchester.
Right.
Yeah.
Was he playing? Was he doing a gig or something?
He was doing, he was like with an orchestra, but he had his own solo part, so he played.
I know an orchestra. They have an instrument each, don't they?
Yeah, but David, he had a special part.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
But for which he didn't need his cello. It was he asked you to hold the cello.
This was before.
And go and check on the parking scenario in the middle of the symphony.
This was before the concert.
Okay.
So did you know him?
I hadn't met him before. No.
But what was the great attraction of the parking attendant?
Very handsome, very fit. It was very hot.
How did you tell him a big hat like that and his jacket up
He
there?
didn't have a hat on. They were very modern parking attendants.
Oh, he didn't have a hat on?
I think we need to analyse this story chronologically.
Right. Yes. We start again.
Now, it is the day of the concert.
Right.
Yes. Dawn breaks.
Right.
Where are you and where is Julian Lloyd-Webber?
Julian Lloyd-Webber and I are both in Manchester.
When did you meet?
In the car park.
Sound like a true Welsh girl.
No, the car park... I'm afraid the car park is not an acceptable answer to the question,
right.
When did you meet?
Right.
Because the car park is a place, not a time.
Let me set the scene.
OK.
So, I'm in the car park with the car park attendant.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
The car park attendant is just there. He hasn't got a hat on. He's not that official.
He's just generally hanging around the car park, all sexy.
He's just hanging out.
Yeah.
What's he wearing at the time?
Has he got anything on?
Is he naked?
He's got jeans on and a t-shirt.
Jeans and a t-shirt?
And an
This is just
jacket.
some guy.
Some bloke.
He's told you he's a
on.
car park attendant because he
No.
wants to sound important.
Is that important?
Yeah, it's the sexiest thing you can say. Everyone knows that.
Julian Lloyd-Webber walks in with his cello.
With his cello. Which weighs about 4 ton.
No, they're not that heavy. Chris.
Well, no.
They're not that heavy. And for someone like Julian, who's probably got a bit of sinew and bicep because of all his playing, it would be very light.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
going
how
to feel
they
heavy.
pick cellists, isn't it? They
Yes.
pick the ones that can carry it. You can teach anyone to play it, but it's the carrying it that's the trick.
Exactly.
He pitches up. He's on his phone.
Yeah. Oh, while carrying the cello.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Were you trying to get off with the car park man because you wanted to not pay for your own parking?
It's difficult to know if you're a car park attendant whether any relationship you're in is genuine. Is it me or is it just for the free parking?
Yeah, exactly.
Did he just hand the cello to you with a nod like that while he was on the understanding that you would know what he meant?
No, he'd put it down on his side and then just went,
What happens then?
Yes, this is crucial.
Then, Julian comes off the phone, taps me on the shoulder. Where's my cello? I look round, cello gone.
What? No!
It was the car parking attendant.
Who took the cello then?
The cello
Yeah?
had made its way into the concert hall.
Of course
On
it
its
has.
own.
On its own.
The very best cellos can do that, can't they?
Well, somebody has taken the cello, gone into the concert hall with the cello. Julian and me flummoxed.
Flummoxed?
So this is not an attempt to steal the cello. This is a do-gooder seeing an unattended cello and thinking, well, I can't leave that lying around. Someone could steal it. I'd better steal it.
It was a good citizen who thought, that's worth millions. It's on its own. I'll take it in.
Why were you at this concert? What was your ostensible role?
I was a runner researcher. So I was working on a television programme that they were making.
That's new information.
You didn't say that.
I'm suddenly
Yeah,
coming round to
I know.
Julian's point of view.
I know.
So what do you think, David? What are you going to say?
It's utter nonsense.
You think it's nonsense?
I'm going to say she's lying.
You both
I'm
think
gonna
she's
say
lying?
She's lying, yeah.
He's lying in
Well, I certainly... I think it's true.
Do you?
But not enough to overrule. I haven't...
Oh, don't say that, because now you...
Well, no, it's very rarely that I overrule. At the moment, I believe in democracy.
Yeah.
But if it turns out you guys are wrong, I may lose my belief in democracy, and this could become a police state.
So your answer is?
We're going to say it's a lie.
Saying it's a lie. Right. Alex
Actually,
Jones.
no, we're going to say it's true. Sorry, police state time, we're going to say it's true.
Overruled. I like that. I like that. I find that arousing.
Alex. Truth or lie?
Rob, you should have to take the first answer on this programme. It's true.
Yes, it's true. Alex did lose Julian Lloyd-Webber's cello because she was chatting up a parking attendant. Right, next up, it's Zander.
I once prevented a burglar from breaking into my house by hiding behind the door and barking like two different dogs at him.
David's team.
First up, please do the two different dogs that you did. And say what the dogs were.
OK, well, I
doubt that Zander, in his state of panic, went, first I'll do a Yorkshire Terrier, then I'll do... No, not an Airedale,
No.
a Retriever.
I can't do a retriever. I can't do a retriever. I've tried. No, what I tried to do... The effect I was going for was of scratching paint and doing... What I wanted to give an illusion of was weight and snuffling. So I went for...
Has anyone got a Scooby snack? And dog two, the different dog. Maybe a smaller dog, the mastermind.
One was this. No, the other one... I'm just worried about this, but it was...
What? Did this frighten
Listen
the
this.
burglar? Did he run off?
Did he break into the house, Chris? No.
You're crouching down behind a door.
Yes.
And a burglar is also coming through the door.
Well, what was happening was the burglar was busy, was at the door trying to force his way in by shoulder barging. The door wasn't open, but he was trying to break the jam.
So this was at night.
And is your bed
Yes,
right
this
by
is
your...
nice.
Is your bed right by your front door?
No, it's not. My bed is in my bedroom.
Classic.
Yeah. I thought because that's the last
So you
place
thought,
they'll look.
hello, somebody's shoulder barging the front door.
I
downstairs.
was woken up by thunk on the door, and I was just thinking, what do I do?
So did you hear he was barging away? Brum, brum,
Yeah.
and you were then suddenly snuffling away at the
making
other
strange
side of the
sound-
door.
yeah.
And then he what? And then what? He paused, did he?
He paused,
And then
and then he went away. I think it weirded him out.
Why didn't you do the noise of a scary dog?
It sounded like a hamster.
this is
A very big hamster. That would
Scary, actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
big
actually very
hamster.
scary.
But don't you have a burglar alarm, Zander?
I never set a burglar alarm.
Not on national television.
Hang on.
Not...
OK, David, what are you going to say? Truth or lie?
what do you think, Chris?
I think it's so daft, and he's so daft. And it's such a ridiculous vision. I think it's almost certainly true.
Mel?
I'm the yin to your yang.
Are you really?
I'm saying it's a lie, a big fat one. I want you to override me again, David.
Now,
I want you to override me.
sorry, if I do that again, it won't be special. I just don't think a burglar would try and shoulder barge the front door.
Okay.
I think a murderer might try and shoulder barge the front door.
So therefore, your answer is
Lie.
lie. OK. Zander, was that the truth or was it in fact a lie?
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, it is in fact a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Zander didn't prevent a burglar from breaking into his house by barking like two different dogs. I mean, of course, it's a lie. When burglars break into Zander's property, they still have to walk up the path, swim the moat and slay the dragon before getting to the front drawbridge. So, at the end of that round, David's team are in the lead by 2 points to 0. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. And it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Sid. So, Chris Tarrant, what is Sid to you?
This is my dentist, Sid, and I had to drive her to A&E after biting her finger during a checkup.
Right, Mel, could you explain how you know Sid?
This is Sid. We once posed as members of an orchestra to gain backstage access to meet our idol.
Finally, David, what is your relationship with Sid?
This is Sid. Last year...
Sorry. There's something about you that I don't think you know any women or anyone called Sid.
In which case you'll be saying that it's a lie.
Correct.
This is Sid.
Lie.
This is Sid. Last year, she rescued me when a seaside donkey went haywire with me on its back.
Can I just say, I retract my earlier comment, true.
So, there we have it. Chris's disgruntled dentist, Mel's orchestral imposter, or David's seaside saviour. Lee, where do you want to start?
Well, shall we start? Let's start with Chris. What was she doing that made you bite down so hard?
She's actually a very accomplished dentist. Her real name is Sydney Matthews. She is the junior partner in a company called Matthews and Priddy in Weybridge in Surrey.
Whoa.
Who are
Sorry,
top
her real name is
dentist.
Sydney.
Sydney.
Sydney? Girl's name, Sydney.
I couldn't understand what he was saying, but now someone shouted it really loudly in Welsh. It's a lot clearer. so, sorry, Chris, say it again.
I fixed up to go and have a temporary crown taken out and put the proper one in.
Oh, yeah. Coronation, was it? You're getting above yourself, Taran.
So she starts doing this little bit of drilling, and of course you've got so much drilling in now. I'm going, it really hurts, I want to unattach it. And she said, what? At which point I bit her finger, in fact 2 fingers, really quite badly. And she is pouring blood.
And has Sid treated you since?
No, but she's due to in about 3 months, so I'm trying to be quite nice to her.
Right, do you want to move on to another suspect?
David, what did it do, the donkey?
It ran suddenly in one direction with me on its back.
No.
Yes.
Where were you? I bet he says
was on the-
Blackpool.
No, I was on the beach. It was in Norfolk.
And a beach in Norfolk. Do you know which beach? I know Norfolk quite well. Which beach in Norfolk was it?
Oh, damn. It was Great Yarmouth.
When was this?
It was last year.
Do they let adults ride donkeys?
Good question. Ask him.
Yes, they do. They did. I got on the donkey, it went haywire.
Why
What,
did-
you saying I'm a liar? The donkey went haywire and Sid rescued me.
But what scared the donkey?
Yeah, I can answer that.
What scared...
You haven't explained why you were on the donkey. When I look at you, I don't think donkey.
Thank you.
I think Mel does.
The aim was... One child of some friends of mine wanted to have a donkey ride and then sort of was a bit nervous of the donkey ride and I said, well, I'd have a donkey ride to sort of demonstrate that it was, you know, fine and safe.
Oh,
and,
so it was a
and that the
disaster
donkey,
then.
it was a disaster.
Yeah.
It was an absolute it was a disaster. A very, very sad day.
Did you have to pay for the ride?
I think so, yeah.
Do you remember roughly what that was?
I think roughly about £1,000. Might have been less than £1,000. Certainly not a million.
Would it be
not
fair
a
to
million
say-
pounds, and it wasn't like 4p.
David, how did Sid rescue you?
She had a geographical advantage on the donkey because I don't think I'm being rude to Sid to say that she probably couldn't have matched this crazed beast for speed. She was over where the donkey was headed, sort of near there, and was able to intercept and grab the bit of string that's attached to a donkey's face.
It's like having Zara Phillips with us, isn't it? Yeah. It really is.
I've literally never seen a donkey in your life.
Right, what about Mel then?
Just remind us again of your story.
This is Sid.
Yeah.
And we once posed as members of an orchestra
Yeah.
to meet our idol.
Right.
Who's the idol, just for fun?
Leslie Judd, the ex-Blue Peter presenter.
Don't need to tell me who Leslie Judd is.
So does Leslie Judd also play in an orchestra?
Not that I know of.
What was she doing
What
there
was she
then?
doing there?
She was hosting the event.
Where was it?
It was in Oxford Town Hall.
And you were how old?
16.
You say you posed as orchestra members. How did you go and buy an instrument?
We borrowed from a friend, funnily enough, a cello case.
Well, that's all you'd need, because one of you gets in it.
Yeah.
So hang on, when you were 16, I'm just thinking this through. Leslie Judd, as we all know, is a Blue Peter presenter back in the glorious
The
heyday
Fab Four.
of
The Fab
Blue
Four.
Peter. Exactly.
Noakes, Purvis, Singleton, Judd.
When
Yeah.
grown-ups used to...
Yeah.
When grown-ups used to host
Exactly.
Blue Peter.
Yeah.
Great times.
Did it work?
We got past security.
I'm not sure about this security business, to be honest with you. I can imagine a
Oxford
meeting.
Town Hall.
Oxford Town Hall, where they're going, here we go on next week. Leslie Judd is hosting an orchestra. We're going to need some security.
Did she sign anything for you?
She did, yep. I had a Blue Peter annual. Yeah. I think Leslie was in circus gear on the front.
I've got that one.
Oh, that's
Yes.
All right, we need an answer, so what are you going to say?
I think it's Chris.
You think Chris
Because
bit a lady?
Sid, more importantly,
Yeah.
looks like she could be a very good dentist.
No, you see, I have to disagree. I disagree. If we're going by looks alone, I'd say she's more likely to have manhandled a donkey. Well, we can't just go by looks, can we?
I think she looks like a really lovely friend of Mel's.
We need an answer, so...
Alex thinks it's Chris. Are you sticking with that?
I'm sticking 100%.
And Lee, presumably, you think me?
Despite my real gut reaction that it's David, I would say, of the two, we will go with Mel. Or will we go with Chris?
Split the difference. Me!
Go on, let's say Mel.
You're saying Mel. OK, so, Sid, would you like to reveal your true identity?
My name is Sid, and Mel and I posed as members of an orchestra in order to meet our idol.
Yes, Sid and Mel did once pose as members of an orchestra in order to get backstage and meet Leslie Judd. Thank you very much, Sid. Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Lies, in which our panellists lie not only through their teeth, but against the clock. We will start with... It's Lee.
I can always remember all my ex-girlfriends' names and the order in which I went out with them because their initials happen to make the acronym Bermuda.
OK, off we go. Bermuda. B.
What?
B.
B.
Will you please give me the names of all your ex-girlfriends and make the acronym Bermuda as quickly as possible, please?
OK. Brenda.
Brenda. Superb. Brenda is still as popular a name as ever. E.
Sorry?
Ethel?
I'm helping you. What's the next one?
Ethel.
E.
Is it Ethel?
No, it's not Ethel.
Enid.
No, it's not Enid. Have another guess. Erin.
Sorry?
Erin.
Erin. Okay.
I just spelled Bermuda. Well, I know, I was joking, yes. Sorry, R. That was R. That was actually Regine.
Sorry?
Regine.
Regime, as in regime change.
No.
Next up after regime.
Regine was the lovely Molly. Molly. I could tell you a thing or two about Molly, but this isn't the time.
Next one.
What about you?
This is the weird one. Right?
They're all a bit weird.
Not actually her name, right? But in my nickname for her, Una.
What was her real name?
Sally.
Why did you call Sally Una?
Because Una Stubbs played Aunt Sally in Where's the Gummidge.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good.
He's good.
Yeah, Dave, experimental year. If you've forgotten it, I'll never forgive you. Happy days, Dave.
Dave, the D, that's what you're saying. The D is Dave.
Of course I'm not.
Okay.
Delia. Not the Delia. And may I say, not my mother, who was called Delia. True story. Definitely not her.
But that's why it popped into your
genuinely
head
would
now
rather
as you
have
were making it up. And A
was Alex.
That certainly is a serendipitous series.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't serendipitous. I wouldn't have been able to do that.
What was the M again?
What?
The M again?
Molly.
And the E?
Was... What? The E. I'll tell you exactly what the E was.
The E was...
It was, in fact. I'll tell you exactly. Erin!
You!
What?
And the U!
And I
The
loved
U.
her. No?
The U!
Sally.
Real name? Yes. Come on, Lee, you know this. The D.
Give me a D.
The D was...
Mummy. Deirdre.
The E.
Give me an E. Erin.
The B.
Give me a B. That was a long time ago, to be fair. Brenda.
And the R.
And the R was Regine. Regine. Little Regine.
Yeah. Well,
Is that a name?
Regine. It's a name, isn't it? Tell me it's a name. Regine's a name. Anything's a name, isn't it? I went out with a girl called Cupboard for 3 weeks. Not a joke.
Where did cupboard come in the Bermuda list?
Oh, she was before I invented the acronym system.
Sorry, it was a system. It didn't happen by accident. You were seeking out people beginning with these letters. What was it about the island of Bermuda?
Because all my ex-girlfriends went missing.
So what do you think, David? What does your team think?
I think it's a lie.
Would he go with somebody called Brenda?
What do you mean, would I go? Yes, she was Miss World, right? She came and she said to me, I really like you. And I went, I like you. What's your name? Brenda. Forget it.
So what's it going to be, David?
I think it's preposterous because it's preposterous.
I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
OK.
Yeah.
Lee, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
Of course I was telling a lie.
Oh, yes, well done.
Yes, it's a lie. Lee's ex-girlfriends do not form an acronym that spells Bermuda, although they have formed a support group. Next. It's Alex.
Oh. I can tell if someone is a good dancer just by the way they smile.
David's team.
Alex, look at me.
Turn your head a little bit. And now this way.
Now do it while she's dancing.
No.
Yeah, well, that's true then.
Why? But why?
What is
From
it
that
about,
smile?
though?
Yeah.
Because people who are good at dancing...
Will you stop doing that? I find it a bit disturbing, David. It's just a bit light entertainment for you, David.
Really? What is it? Yeah, what it's about.
People,
what do you look for?
Well, people who are good at dancing will look naturally smug.
What are you saying?
Now, you're putting on a smug face.
No, he's not.
And people who are good at dancing have shorter teeth than you. It's just something about dancers. They seem to be a little bit underdeveloped in the tough area.
Are they making up for their short teeth by
Could
learning
be,
to dance?
I don't know, but it seems to be a pattern. That's what I found doing extensive research. So I'll go round you all now. Open up. You could be all right.
Oh, that's a backhanded compliment. Smug, short-toothed person.
Not mine.
Go on. Rob?
Rob, he's got quite long teeth.
No. The thing is,
Rob,
look.
you get up there and prove her wrong.
What a mover.
I just want to say, Rob, I've got a lot of respect for your commitment to the show.
I mean, I'm no Bruno or Len.
I'm no Bruno or Len. Hasn't she got a
Hang on,
stupid
you're
voice?
now taking them. What is... Does anyone know how large Fred Astaire's teeth are?
Small.
Small.
Didn't have any,
Small.
just gums.
He had little, tiny little...
Like that, no.
Tiny.
Just tiny. Put it on the top
hat, dusting up a white tie, So what are you going to say, David?
Mel, do you think it's true?
I think it's the sort of claim that Ms. Jones would make.
It's not scientifically proven.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes.
I think it is the sort of thing she
She's
believed in.
claimed it. She's not saying it is.
No.
Yeah. Do you think it's the truth?
The truth.
The truth. I think we think it's true.
You think it's true?
Yes.
Alex Jones, was it the truth, or were you telling a lie?
Don't be so ridiculous. It's a lie!
Yes, it was a lie. Alex can't tell if someone is a good dancer by the way they smile. All that noise signals time's up. It's the end of the show. I can reveal that David's team has won by 3 points to 2. But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Alex Jones. Well done, Alex. Beautiful, intelligent and gorgeous Welsh accent and eyes you could drown in. That's what she said to me, and I'm starting to think she didn't mean any of it. Good night. To Would I Lie to You, the show where fibs and fancies are the order of the day. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, the Springwatch TV presenter who, when she was younger, worked on a crocodile farm. It's where she first got her love of animals and shoes and handbags. Kate Humble. And in the hit sitcom Rev, he plays the lovable, slightly odd, bookish nerd Nigel. And he's such a consummate actor, he started getting into character 32 years ago. It's Miles Jupp! On David Mitchell's team tonight, an actor who stars in The Indian Doctor, a show all about the first ever Indian doctor in Wales. I'm not sure what part he plays, I just hope his Welsh accent's up to it. Sanjeev Bhaskar! And it really is no exaggeration to say we have had hundreds of letters saying you've got to get this guy on the show. All from Judy, who just wants one night to herself, Richard Laidley! And And so we begin with round one. It's Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've got no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. And, Richard, you are first up.
One Christmas morning, I woke up stark naked in our shoe cupboard, clutching nothing but 2 cans of fake snow.
Lee Mack, what do you make of that?
So, what year was this?
About 1993.
OK, and can you talk us through how this happened?
I went to bed very drunk on Christmas Eve. Actually, it was Christmas morning by then, about 2 in the morning. And I woke up again in the cupboard under the stairs, totally naked, with 2, as I realised when I picked them up, empty artificial snow spray cans in each hand. And the light was on, and my face was in the Wellington boots.
What had you gone in there for?
I'd gone in to put the snow cans back after what I then realised I'd done with them.
What had you done with them?
2 weeks earlier, we bought our family Christmas tree in the hall, and Judy and Chloe, my daughter, decided that it wouldn't be a good idea to put artificial snow on it, and Jack, my son, and I thought it would. And we had a massive row, and of course, the ladies won. So the spray was hidden at the back of the cupboard, but I saw where Judy hid it. Okay.
But you did this naked?
Yes.
I did it in my sleep.
Can I just stop you there? No one's listening now. We're all just thinking, Richard Madeley sleeps naked.
And clearly, I mean, I can only suppose what happened. I'd gone downstairs in my sleep, taken the cans out, covered the tree with fake foam, gone back in the thing, and then woken up.
You've done the whole tree? Was it a good job?
It was terrible. I mean, it covered everything. It covered the lights, it covered the baubles, it covered... it was like a great big Mr. Whippy.
I'm intrigued by this cupboard under the stairs, Richard. I think someone with your income would, by now, or by 1993 even, during your, let's call it heyday, would have had it... I do think we would have had it converted into a downstairs facility.
Is that your view of opulence? that any sort of space under stairs must be fitted for immediate
Any sort of
ingestion.
unused space anywhere.
Any money at all. There's something about the combination of wealth, career success, and a little cubbyhole that just says poo.
What did Judy and Chloe have to say about this in the morning?
Christmas morning dawned, and I went down with Judy, and there it was, looking awful. And I just went, Jack, we told you not to do that. And you went and kept it up for about a minute and then confessed.
So you woke up at 2 in the morning?
I didn't wake up. I was sleep spraying.
You were sleep spraying, but then you went into...
That's a horrid connotation.
Think of the children.
We've all done it.
You did the spraying. What was your first conscious memory? Waking up in the cupboard or waking up in the bed?
No, waking up in the cupboard.
Do you always sleep naked?
Yes.
Always?
Yeah.
How does Judy feel about that?
Well, so does she.
Blimey. Is it me or is it getting up to the...
Sorry, hang on.
No, give me a minute.
Hands up, who sleeps naked?
David, keep your hands down.
It's got to be 40%.
No, I mean, obviously I go to bed dressed as Scrooge.
So what are you thinking, Lee?
I definitely think it's plausible. What do you think, Kate?
What concerns me is the gap between the waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning and going to bed and not sort of doing anything about the tree.
Just leaving it.
Just leaving it.
Miles?
I think it is true.
You do.
So what are you going to say?
OK, split decision. We will go with... I will go with Miles and say that's true.
You're saying it's true? Richard Madeley, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I have to tell you guys, you've made a terrible start. For us, it's true.
Well done. Yes, it's true. One Christmas morning, Richard did wake up stark naked in his shoe cupboard, clutching nothing but 2 cans of fake snow. Judy was quite pleased when she came across Richard sitting there stark naked, as it reminded her to put the turkey in the oven. Miles, you're next.
Every time I shower, I must adhere to my strict system for drying myself.
OK, quick as you can, what's the system for drying yourself?
Well, I always use a towel.
You weird eccentric.
Well, actually, I don't start with a towel. I sort of brush water off this arm. I can do that 20 times.
With your hand?
With my hand.
Yeah.
And then 20 times that one.
Do you dry yourself between your legs with your hands?
No, I don't, Richard.
Is it like an OCD thing where it is 20, or is it roughly 20?
Oh, it can be multiples of 20.
You're not serious.
Yeah, so like 20 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
We know what 20 is.
Yeah. And then the same on that. And then 30 with the hair.
30 in the hair.
And then I go. And then I think if I'm ready to move on to the towel phase. I think I've done the arm and head thing. It's towel time.
And when did you start doing this?
In the last 2 years.
When you reach for the towel, are there any other oddities, or do you basically then proceed in what we would refer to as a conventional drying manner?
Well, I get the towel and I do 50 on the top of the head.
Right.
And then this is quite a new development, actually. Probably within the last...
The whole thing is quite a new development.
No, but
You
this...
clearly had some sort of breakdown a couple of years ago.
So now it's 50 on top and 50 behind, whereas it used to just be 50 on top.
What was it about your drying policy before this point, 2 or 3 years ago, that you considered inadequate?
I was getting to a lot of towels.
How much moisture do you hold?
I am unbelievably absorbent. You, one could wring me out like a sponge.
Have you tried that? Because that might be a more efficient way of...
I don't see what it is about this system that is hard to believe or understand.
I don't like it.
No.
Don't do it.
If this turns out to be true, it's going to be a tense evening.
Do you or have you ever washed your car by hand rather than going through the drive-thru or something?
No, never.
No, never.
Never?
You're the most middle-class man I've ever met. You've never washed your own car?
I've been through the rolling one.
That's not the same, Miles. Getting the coin and putting it in the slot does not constitute manual labour.
I've only had a car for 3 years. Maybe that's why this started.
Yes, did the purchase of the car coincide with a new shower policy? Having seen the car go through the Rolly thing that for some reason you don't know the name of, even though the name pretty much creates itself.
That's right.
You sort of think, I want to create my own domestic version of this with my hands.
I don't... Yeah.
Do you have a little sign when you go into the bathroom that says, stop? Once you get... Do you edge forward, waiting? Stop. And you've got to do it quickly, because you know things are going to beep, beep, and you've got to get out again. So, David, it's time to take a guess.
What do you think?
It's truly horrible. But I want it to be true, and I'm an optimist in life, so I'll say it's true.
Yeah. I can't go with that. I mean, if it is true, then it's really disturbing and frightening and all those other things that you scare your kids with.
My instinct is that it's a lie.
OK,
So
you're saying it's a lie. Well,
yes.
Miles, were you telling the truth, Miles, or were you telling a lie?
It is... true.
Yes. Almost unbelievably, it's true. Every time Miles showers, he must adhere to his strict system for drying himself. Kate, you're next.
Every time I have a haircut, I ask to keep the hair, which I then take to London and scatter for the pigeons to make nests with.
There we are. All right. David, what do you think?
What is it that makes you think that the pigeons of London are short of stuff? Hair. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff, nest-making stuff in London,
Well, actually,
surely.
there isn't that much. And there has been this big drive to keep London tidy.
And Kate, do you believe that pigeons prefer blondes? Is that the...
No, but I think they do like curls.
How do you know that?
They prefer... Well, you know, I've when I scatter it, I then just sort of stand back, make sure it's appreciated, and you know...
It immediately gets snapped up.
It does.
They go away. There's somebody else feeding them some bread, and they go,
Yeah,
curly
they
hair.
do. Who wants a bit of old Hovis. You know,
How
when
much of your hair do you get cut for the curl to be included? That suggests
It's
quite
about
a bit.
1.5 inches I have cut. I don't have it cut very often.
Where in London do you go to distribute your clippings?
Can I ask you a question, David? Have you ever met a woman before? I really hope that's the kind of thing you say to random strangers.
It's not a thing I've ever said before, but you can't say it isn't pertinent to the circumstances.
Do you secretly hope that one day a very clever pigeon would make a tiny little wig?
If he did,
yes.
What might he sound like, Richard? Because I've been told that you do a very good Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it now. That's a wood pigeon, isn't it?
And for the aficionados of birdland amongst you, not to be confused with the ringed dove.
And also, not to be confused with the parrot. Hey! Pretty Polly.
Yes, this programme is getting more and more like the One Show.
But actually, I did want to ask Miles a question, if you don't mind, Miles. If you were to do what she does, would you wash the cuttings and hand dry them before you...
If I were to collect Kate Humble's hair and then get on a bus, no, I'd go to a hairdresser and say, have you cut Kate Humble's hair? Have you?
With that voice.
Well, put it in a bag for me. And then I'd catch a bus and I'd go straight to the top deck and tell everyone exactly what I had in my bag. Who watches Spring Watch? Got a hair in my bag. It's not for me, it's for the pigeons.
What do you think, David?
Can I say, I think more of Kate Humble than this. I have a higher
I think
opinion
a lot
on
of her.
this.
I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, in that sense. Yeah.
I think she's telling us a lie.
I think we all think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie? Pretty unanimous. OK, Kate, fact or fiction?
It's a lie.
Yes, it was a lie. Every time Kate has a haircut, she doesn't take the hair cuttings to London to scatter to the pigeons for them to make nests with. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, John. Right, Miles, first of all, what is John to you?
John and I were paid to fight together in a supermarket dressed as gladiators.
Kate, how do you know John?
This is John, and when I was in Africa, he and I dressed up in a pantomime giraffe costume in order to get close-up shots of giraffes in the wild.
Lee, what is your relationship with John?
This is John. Despite being total strangers, we were once forced to share a bed when we were double-booked into the same hotel room.
David, where do you want to start?
Well, maybe with Kate, because what I'm reluctant to believe is that the best way of lulling giraffes into a false sense of security is to try and disguise yourself as a giraffe, because I reckon a giraffe, it takes one to know one.
He thought that if we dressed up as a giraffe, then he could put the camera on a kind of periscope thing up the neck of the giraffe and get that evening shot of the giraffes against the sunset. Now, you said very astutely that it takes a giraffe to know a giraffe. If we tried to do this in daylight, it would have failed completely, because giraffes have extremely good day vision, but their night vision isn't very good, and that's why we decided to try it.
Why is it then necessary to disguise as a giraffe at all? Why not just take a stepladder?
They are not completely blind. They're just not necessarily going to worry too much about whether you're made out of polyester or real fur.
Do you just show us how you did
how
this?
it works?
How it works.
Would you like me to do that with John?
Lee would be the perfect
Lee.
partner for
Okay,
this.
Lee, if you come...
He has a look of the wild about
come
him.
Here.
Kate's going to demonstrate
Yeah.
the whole giraffe
So-
doppelganger with you, Lee.
So you are in the front, OK? You need to stand about there. And actually, could you three stand up and all just be giraffes in the wild with the sun behind you?
Yes. Okay.
Do you ever get the feeling she's mocking us?
OK, so you've got this big giraffe costume on and it's got a kind of pole up the back as its spine.
Right.
You have got a camera on a pole poking out of the mouth of the giraffe, right towards them, OK?
Right.
I am behind you.
Kate, at what point do you say action?
I've got the laptop here.
Right.
So I'm checking the focus and saying to John, OK, you're nicely framed up. That's looking lovely. There was a
By the way,
stand.
I'm a meerkat.
Excellent. You're doing a very good job. No.
All right. Well, I think that's
Is
made
that-
it a lot
So there
clearer.
we
Let's
are.
say thank you to our giraffes. But most of all, a big round of applause for our meerkat. Right. Who would you like to question next?
Yes, Miles. You had to dress up as a
Gladiator.
gladiator.
Yeah.
As in a Roman gladiator, or as in from the TV show Gladiators.
Roman gladiator.
So the sort of sword and sandals.
Yeah, breastplates.
What sort of gladiator were you?
We each had a sword and a shield, and we did battle.
And this was in a supermarket?
Yes.
And were you employed, or was this just
We were in...
a Saturday?
Or a distraction technique, so that someone else could steal biscuits.
Some cakes?
We were promoting a range of foods.
Fresh lion meat, you know, the usual.
We were promoting a range of foods, the Viva Italia delicatessen range. I don't know if you remember when Safeways rolled that out. And we would have this fight, and then one of us would die, or be beaten, be vanquished, and the other one would say, "Oh, how did you get the strength to beat me?" And you'd say, "From aisle 7, where I've been feasting on the Viva Italia delicatessen range."
What about Lee? Lee, remind us, what is your link to John? I've forgotten.
This is John.
Yes.
And we were once forced to share a hotel room together, or share a bed in a hotel room, because we'd been double booked.
So where was the hotel, Lee?
The hotel was in Scotland.
Okay, do you want to be more specific than that?
OK. It was right in Scotland.
Okay. Be more specific?
More specific?
Yeah.
I was at Aliskye.
Okay. Oh yeah, fine. I believe you. What were you doing?
I was at a wedding.
Yeah. When was this wedding?
9 years ago.
You came back from the wedding, so
I
it was
came back
late,
from the wedding.
Got to the
I've
hotel.
had a bit too much to drink.
Right.
I go to reception. I say hello. I'm. Well, I'd have to say. And
9 years ago. Yes, you.
All right, I did have to say. But so I told them who I was. She leans round. She gives me the key. I go upstairs. No lift.
Right. She doesn't in any way go, by the way, there is a large man already in this room.
No, obviously, she wasn't aware of the mix-up. Otherwise, she would have stopped me, wouldn't she? She didn't... As I walked off, she didn't go... What? Nothing. You'll see.
So what happened? You were given the key by reception and
Yes.
then opened the door and he was in there?
Correct.
At which point you said...
I was a bit drunk, so I just assumed that there'd been a mix-up, wrong key, I was in the wrong room, so I just went, "Oh, sorry." And he went, "Oh," and I sort of... I can't remember
He said
exactly.
what?
He went, "Oh, sorry." You don't mock him. Wait till he opens his mouth in a minute. Rob says, "Come on, who are you?" He goes,
And you go back down.
I I go
to
back
reception
down.
to sort of to say.
I said, you've given me the wrong key.
Yeah. Then she said, sorry, there's been a mix-up.
Been a mix-up, and she said...
You're going to have to go back in there.
I was in the right room, he was in the wrong room, but he checked in earlier on. So it wasn't her mistake, it was a mistake earlier on by somebody else.
Why didn't you investigate the possibility of sharing with the person in the other room?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What I did was I went round all the rooms. I don't think so, do you? You're looking at it, soldier.
When the two of you realised that you were going to have to share a bed together, did you have a kind of a negotiation?
I have never been to bed with anyone where negotiations have been involved. That's not completely true. But,
no, what I mean is, did you say, for example, I like to sleep on this side of the bed? I'm happiest on the right-hand side?
Before we even got to that point, we both tried to not to sleep in the same bed. I didn't just go, what the hell are you doing? I'm going to sleep on the left and you can sleep on the right. Good night.
Right, so we need an answer. What do you think?
I really don't know. Whatever we say, if we get it wrong, we'll look like we've believed something ridiculous. I don't believe that the best way of photographing giraffes at sunset is to disguise yourself as a giraffe. I just two actors fighting in a supermarket. But why? If you're pushing a range of sort of Italian delicatessen foods, are you going to imply that they give you gladiatorial strength?
Well, it's strength to kill somebody.
That's not what people are looking for in that kind of, in a nice bit of pastrami. But will it be able to give me the strength to murder?
And also, don't you think that John looks like the kind of bloke you would bump into at a Scottish wedding?
See, I know it sounds weird. I kind of believe Kate's version more. Yeah.
You think Lee? I think Lee. But what if it's Miles, then? Then that's awful. It's Miles, then. We're going to say Lee.
You're going to say Lee, the wedding, the bed, the night together. Yes! So, John, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm John, and I was once paid to fight Miles in a supermarket.
Yeah, John and Miles were paid to fight each other in a supermarket while dressed as gladiators.
This is a horrible, stupid game.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you. Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lies, in which our panellists lie not only through their teeth, but against the clock. We will start with... David.
I like pens.
I know this! It's true! It's true!
I like pens, and I like to know where my pens are. For this reason, I have a 3-point pen policy.
What's your 3-point pen policy?
Well, point 1, I find it important to know where my pens are at any time. For example...
That covers all three, doesn't it?
This pen. No. Point 2 is to be hyper-aware of any pen that I've lent out. Point 3 is to take any opportunity within the bounds of a reasonable interpretation of the law to purloin or otherwise obtain pens.
Name 3 people who have currently got pens of yours that you want back.
There are no people who have pens of mine. A key part of point 2 is to get a pen back as soon as possible. When people say, oh, can I borrow your pen? What I want to say is, absolutely not! Get your own pen, this is mine! However, as part of a scheme I'm working on to try and seem normal would be an exaggeration, but, at least acceptable in broader society, I try not to say that. I try and seem casual about, oh, yeah, borrow my pen, that's fine. And then I'm thinking about it constantly until it is returned.
The pen that you've got with you tonight, is that your own pen or is that a BBC pen?
It is now my pen.
Pass me the pen.
I'd rather not.
Well, you have to. You have to pass me that. I will give it you back. Yeah. I will promise to give you the pen back within 5 minutes.
All right. OK, shall I...
Let's meet halfway.
All right.
It'll be the first time we've made physical contact in 5 years.
I'll see you.
Right, put the pen on the floor and step away. Step away from the pen.
You're
put the
going
pen.
to destroy the pen.
I'm not
going to
destroy the pen. You've got such a cynical mind. Back away from the pen.
He's going to destroy it.
I'm not going to destroy the pen. That would be infantile. So this is a pen you got from the BBC today.
Yeah.
If I take this pen and say I'm keeping this pen, what will you do to get the pen back off me?
I will not fight you.
So what are you thinking, Lee?
It didn't seem much of a system, did it? That he's going to ask me to have the pen back, I'm going to say no, and he's going to leave it at that.
I'm so sorry.
It is fair to say we have created drama.
You had explicitly reassured him in front of witnesses that you would not break the pen.
I didn't believe him.
That is true.
I didn't believe him. I knew he'd break the pen. That pen, I'm afraid to say, and I hope this doesn't make me sound heartless, when I put that pen down there, it was dead to me.
Right, Lee, which way are you going? Is he telling the truth or was he telling a lie?
I bet you love pens. I bet you're pretty crazy about pens, but you do not have a 3-point system.
I think he might.
OK, Lee, take a guess. Truth or lie?
We'll say it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie. David Mitchell, the truth or a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Yes, it's true. David does have a 3-point pen policy, so he knows where they are. Oh, that noise signals time is up and it's the end of the show, and I can reveal that Lee's team have won by 3 points to 2. But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Miles Jupp. Yes, Miles Jupp. He has the face of a choir boy and the morals of a choir master. Good night.